Hey everyone, it's Lengro Wednesday. Welcome to the studio. I'm Mitch and I'm so excited to be here again. Now, before we start, I've just need to clear up a few things from last time. Now, Ofcom received over 117 complaints from Claire's followers regarding my show, and I will take each one individually and very seriously, obviously. There was a complaint about my PA, Brenda from Broccoli, if you remember her. She'd been with me since lockdown and hadn't had a day off. You said she hadn't had a rest and she needed to get back home and see her family. And well, I listened and I acted. So I gave Brenda the day off. She sadly couldn't afford the train ticket to Broccoli, so decided to stay here. But I gave her an hour's worth of internet free to give her a chance to FaceTime her cats, which she managed to. Luckily, the food timer is still working that she left on before lockdown. Otherwise, well, who knows? Those poor old cats. Another complaint I had was some of you thought somehow that I'd locked Miss Petra Lengro in a cupboard. I have no idea what gave you that idea, but I can guarantee that she is okay. And she is 110% recovered from a freak splinter incident that happened on the same day. But do you know what? It had nothing to do with me. Okay, so in short, Ofcom have withdrawn the complaints made and the Lengro show is back on the road. So that's brilliant. In fact, I'm pleased to announce that Claire, who is one of my dearest friends, is gracing us with her presence today, and I can actually say that she's going to join. Hold on, sorry, excuse me just a minute. Hello. Oh, hi Claire, how are you? You're stuck in Lidl? Well, what are you stuck there for? Well, I'm sure they haven't run out of vodka yet for your watermelon cocktails. You drank them dry last week. Okay, well, can you just let me know if you can make it on the show today? We've got a lot of people waiting. We're doing the tarot readings as well. All right? Hello? Hello? Okay, well, Claire is a little bit held up, but hopefully she can make it on later to do some readings. Okay, so let's carry on with the show. So who is in the studio this week? My guests include the Lengro leading ladies. The trio of tantalizing TV pundits will give us their take of what's happening on the box. And the boss herself, the legendary and luscious Claire Petra Lengro, will be joining us for Tarot Time, where 10 lucky followers will have a reading, if she can drag herself away from the booze island Lidl. Okay, on with the show. I have 2 topics this week that I want you all to get involved with, so please do comment away and let's get interactive. We're going to talk about transition and what it means to us, and we're also going to be talking millionaires. Did you see Don Fear last week on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? He was the first winner in 14 years, so let's hear your thoughts on that. And we'll also be having a big quiz at the end of the show just to see how bright the Lengro team is. Who will win? Put your bets and predictions in now. But first of all, let's see what's happening. I'm sure you've all been reading it. What's been happening in the Lengro magazine. So this week we focused on summer, reflection and transition. And this means so many different things for us. For me, I think I'm not generally one to look back, but I thought about my transition from drama school and moving to London. And that was a massive transition for me. You know, I felt my stomach churning. I felt like I was being dragged away from best friends, and it was a real upheaval, but you know, I knew it was going to be for the better, and I was, you know, ready for a new adventure. So, and that's when I started living by the phrase feel the fear and do it anyway. So anyway, enough about me rambling on. Without further ado, I'm going to bring on the 3 fabulous ladies to give us their highlights from the Lengro magazine this week. Right, I'm working this again. I'm working all the computer bits and bobs. So first of all, I'm going to bring on Jacq. Hey, Jacq, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. And we'll bring Em on from Oz. You okay, Em?
Hello, how are you?
Your dream catcher chair and lovely Sam. Sam, I don't actually know where you live. Where do you live?
In a very, very posh part of Oxfordshire.
Oh, really? Where's that?
Ooh.
That's not really true. I live in Oxfordshire, just not posh part.
Oh, well, that's all right. So what's in the magazine this week?
Mitch, hold on a second. We've got a message here from Claire. She says,
Yeah.
Mitch, can you text me your card details, as my card has just been declined in Lidl and everyone is staring at me.
Okay, can you tell her I'm sorry, my cards, I don't know where my cards are. They're just on my phone. You know, when you have the Apple Wallet, I don't have any physical cards, so I'm not sure what my numbers are. I'm sure she'll be able to tell them. Can you just text them back and say she'll give them a free tarot reading or something, and she'll maybe be able to pick that up. So so ladies, you obviously all write for the magazine anyway, but what were your highlights when you were looking through today? Who should go? Sam, what were your highlights?
I think Laura, absolutely our cover girl, does us proud. That's my personal opinion. But the interview with her was absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
That's my highlight. And Kirsty as well, her exercises, we say, as rather than torture, was pretty good too.
Yeah, her torturous exercise. I did love your shepherd's pie though, Sam. That's it's one of my favourite things ever. I love shepherd's pie. Who doesn't? And I'm a big, fan of British food, especially. So thanks for that lovely recipe. And what was your highlight?
Oh, well, I'm gonna pay tribute to both Jacq and Sam. Like, both your articles were absolutely fantastic. Like, Sam's was so heartfelt, and you could really relate to her feelings about 9/11, and it was just lovely. And Jack's, Hugo is those girls are so gorgeous. And the fashion lady, Iris was her name.
Iris, amazing, right? Iris.
I mean, what an incredible character, and the research you did on her, it was just, I couldn't stop reading. Like, well done, ladies. Like, it was just beautiful.
I remember seeing an interview on her, the Iris lady. So when I was reading your articles, Jacq, I saw her and I thought, it's her. But I remember seeing something on her ages ago, but I wasn't sure who she is. So I'm going to follow her now. Can't believe she got 1.5 million followers.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And her husband designed the inside of the White House for 6 different presidents, was it? Or 4?
Yeah, they worked together. He died when he was about 100, I think, But they did everything together. They're an amazing couple, and she's so wise and funny, and definitely follow her. She's great.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. So, Jacq, what was your highlight in the magazine?
Well, Kirsty as well. She did a great article, and Lynn, our wellness expert, talked about self-reflection, which was really interesting, how we can implement it in our lives, because sometimes the way we do things, we don't understand why we do things, and if we really read her article, we'll know why we do things we do. And also Davina talks about some corrective makeup for blemishes and scars and things that are easy to get hold of that people don't know about. So that's really good as well. Yeah, it's a great magazine. It's a great issue this week. Really good.
Really good.
That's great. So that brings me on to our first topic, really, about transition. I just said about my transition just very quickly about leaving drama school and moving to London, because my drama school was in a lovely little village called Littlewick Green. It was just like it was like a Miss Marple village. It was really lovely, and the composer Ivan Novello, it was his house that we actually trained in, so it's very theatrical. Had a brilliant atmosphere. Noel Coward and everyone had passed through it, all those lovely old composers. So leaving there to live in Streatham, I'm in South London, Streatham, which was pretty crazy to go and to go and change there, but it was great. It was the best thing I ever did, really, to move there. But what about your transition? What about you, Em? Because was your biggest transition moving to Oz, or?
I'd say so. Yes, definitely. I mean, it was very hard because obviously you're so far away from your family and friends, and when I moved here, I mean, it was 2000, so there wasn't really Zoom. I didn't have Facebook or anything like that for many years after I'd moved here. So, I mean, at times you did feel really, really isolated. So it was a little bit tough at times, but I've got my own family here as well. now, and you know, my daughter's 16, my son's 13. So it's kind of, now I feel incredibly lucky because I kind of feel like I've got two homes, because my family and friends are still in Britain, and thank goodness for Facebook, so I'm able to keep in touch with them. And then I've also got my own little family over here now. So yeah, the transition was pretty hard at first, and yeah, obviously homesickness, but now it's great. I'm lucky.
It's a mad thing, isn't it, with the transition? Like, my nan and granddad emigrated to Australia when they were in their 70s, I think. But then, you know, if you wanted to call them, it cost about 20 quid for 10 minutes on the phone. Yeah. So you really felt there was a massive, massive void between, you know, those people you loved, and, you know, you really felt that. But now with FaceTime and, well, everything, these sort of things, you know, it does bring us close together, so you don't feel that void, do you? So that's a...
No, not at all. I mean, I moved out here in 2000. And yeah, I mean, the things that we've got now, there really weren't. And it was almost, I don't think it was like 20 quid for 5 minutes then. I mean, it probably got a little cheaper, but it was still pretty expensive. You had to, I think we got like an hour for $5. And then, so then you'd put the phone down and you'd phone them back up again, like after an hour if you were having a long conversation.
Yeah.
Because after that hour, it was like $20 a minute. It was like, whoa. Like,
yeah. No, absolutely. And Jacq, what about you? What's your transition story?
Yeah, well, I think we have so many transitions in life, but I've had two main, I think my main transitions from when I got married at 24. So then I was a wife and a mum, you know, learning how to look after a home. That's the first big transition. And then in my 40s, my dad was seriously ill, my husband was seriously ill. So my sort of 40s was spent looking after them. So I was a wife, a mum and a carer. So that was a big transition. And then now in my 50s, you know, my husband passed away 4 years ago, and my dad a couple of years before that. And now I feel like I'm living a whole new life. You know, I'm a completely different person to the person I was 4 years ago. And I feel like I'm Jackie again now. You know, I've got a pet business. I've got a great career with Lengro. I've made some amazing friends these past 4 years. So this is a whole new journey, you know. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to the future, and this is my big transition now.
I have to say, I went to see Joanna Lumley live, and I think somebody's going to mention Joanna Lumley a little later. But I just think she is probably just one of the most influential, amazing people you can ever see. I think I saw her in Southampton on a tour, and she said, I remember being 16 and thinking, I can't wait to be 21 because I'm going to be, you know, this. And she said, and then I was 21 and I couldn't wait to be 30. And then I couldn't wait to be 40 because I had so many things to, you know, I had so many things to enjoy. And, you know, she did the Silk Route, and she worked as a model. She went to all these different places and absolutely loved life and everything that was going on. And then she was coming up, I think she's 70. She's 70 now, so, or maybe a little older, but she was 70 when she did the tour. And she said, and I couldn't wait to be 70. And she said, and I can't wait for the transition into my 80s. You know, so she was looking forward all the time. It was really, when you went so came out just feeling, you know, the transition from going to 30 to 40 to 50, you know, people just think, oh, it's a downward spiral, but of course it's not. It's everything we should. It's a good transition. Good transition because we're learning from our mistakes and sort of moving on and being great, aren't we? So
and being grateful to be here. You know,
absolutely. And Sam, you look like you've been through some transitions. Look at those eyes. I can see in those eyes.
Sure, naughty stuff. Sure, I completely agree with that. I agree with Jacq and Em. Just the fact that you are constantly transitioning. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if it's a change of job, moving home. Literally, I mean, I moved into Germany, but that was 2012, and obviously then I had to move home again. Because I was only out there for 3 years. But there are so many different things in life, but I don't tend to look at it as a transition. I just sort of go with the flow. And that's sort of how I look at it. So obviously moving to Germany, obviously where Emma had a really expensive time phoning home and everything. I didn't have that. We had the internet. We could just go on FaceTime and everything was fine. My nephew was born when I was living out there. So it was bit difficult then because I was just like, oh, okay, because I met him when he was a couple of hours old and then didn't see him till he was 3 months old. But obviously when I came home, I always got the best bits because I'd literally come home for 2 weeks and then disappear again. But being a military kid, obviously you basically transition every couple of years, and you just don't think about it. You just carry on, and it's just normal. So I just think as long as you go with the flow, smile on your face, and carry on.
Yeah, I think my mum and dad were property developers as well. So they'd buy a house, sort of extend either side, and then you go, oh, this is lovely. And then all of a sudden the for sale sign would go up. The great thing is we all stayed at the same school. That was my mum's demand to my dad. We all stay at the same school. So we kept the same friends and some continuity, but we were always moving, and the transition was always nice. Transition, it's always, a good thing. So, oh, hold on. I think that might be, that's it. Hello. Oh, right. Okay. You're here. Okay. Did you get it? Okay. Well, I'll let you in. Okay. If you just wait a moment, I'll let you in. All right. Goodbye. She got it. Apparently, I don't know who she rang to get something, but she's just she got something different from vodka. Let me just bring her into the studio. Yeah. Claire, we're live. Hi, Claire, put the bottle down, Claire. Claire, put the bottle down. Right, good.
Oh, that was the neighbours shopping.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm sure.
A cup of tea.
Oh, we know the cup of tea story, don't we? That looks a little bit clear, Claire. The tea.
Mitch, you don't have to card then, no?
So what? Sorry.
I'll just text a friend a little card number in favour, no?
Oh no, I'm sorry, darling. I don't know. It's just on my phone. It's just on my phone. I can't do it.
I'm not sure if I'm in the mood to give readings now.
Well, have a little drink of that, and I'm sure has that perked you up? Are you ready now?
I definitely feel like doing some readings, Mitch.
There she goes. There she goes. Well, Claire, we were just talking about transition, so we would like your take on transition, and what your biggest transition has been, and what it was like.
My biggest transition, as in my life transition, as in a decision.
Up to you, really, because we have all different transitions, don't we? So
there's actually two transitions for me, really. Big moments when my life changed, and I think one of those was when I was in the height of my career, and I was like working for a magazine and sort of flying high. I ended up with 4 children on my own, and I had a lot of opportunities for media. And I sat my children down around a table, and I said to them, "Look, I can go back up to London. We can get a nanny. The nanny will put you up in school, and you'll have a lot more fun. But you won't have money as much." And I said, "Or you can have money pick you up, and we can struggle a little bit and watch the pennies a bit." And they said, "Mummy, we want you to pick us up from school." And now, with left, as you all know, Honeybee and Lou, they're sort of nearly 12 and 13 now. And I went on social media again. I went back into media a couple of years ago, and I wasn't happy working 7 days a week in a shop, where you're rushed all the time. And I know that I do rush now, but being on social media, getting back in my life, my oldest friends that I went to school with, that I partied with before social media existed, and there's no evidence. And making new friends, I would say what I'm doing now. I'm kind of still in that transition as well. I can't wait to go.
Wow, brilliant. Claire, I think your mic is a little bit muffled, unless it's your voice. Have you got something over it?
No. Let's see.
Oh, that's a little bit clearer.
No. It's the alcohol, that's what it is. The booze that's got into a system. It's muffled it a little bit.
Well, do you know what, Claire? I think we need a tiny little break, and we need to bring the Lengro leading ladies in while you have another little sip of your booze, Claire. I'll take you out. Oh, yes, you go for it. You go for it. And ladies are really excited because I've seen you obviously before doing this, but this is exciting because I always look forward to listening to what you're going to recommend or not recommend, because there are so many things out there, aren't there? So
there are, especially during lockdown.
Leading ladies, I'll hand you over to them.
Yeah, well, we've been busy over the weekend watching some really good films to recommend for you, haven't we, ladies? We've got some. Yeah, we've got some. Yeah, We've got 3 different genres for you this week. I've got a romantic drama, Em's got a horror, and Sam, you've got an action true life film, haven't you?
I do indeed.
Yeah, tell
a
us,
true life story. I love a true life story.
tell us about that, Sam.
Okay, basically, obviously, because it was the anniversary of 9/11 on Friday, I watched World Trade Center. I always do that and United 93 because they're honest, and they say, you know, they focus on the heroes and the survivors. So with World Trade Center, you've got absolutely brilliant cast, but I think the people who actually make it are Maggie Gyllenhaal. I know, not bringing Jacq up for a change.
You're biased. There has to be Gyllenhaal in there somewhere.
And Maria Bello. They play the wives of the 2 New York Port Authority officers who are number 18 and 19 that survived the towers falling on them, basically. And they're pulled out the rubble. But they are actually the ones that I would say bring the film to life, because you're literally sitting there sobbing, like when they're found. And one of the best lines in the whole film is Maggie Gyllenhaal just saying, "Baby, you're breathing rocks." But when they came out the towers, they didn't know what had happened. They thought it was a bomb. So when they come out the towers, and they're just like, "Well, where are the towers?" You're like, "Well, yeah, I suppose you would do that. Obviously, you've been under there for hours and hours and hours. You wouldn't know what's going on." But yeah, that absolutely brings me to tears every single year. But it focuses on 2 people that actually survived. You know, there are many health problems afterwards, but they actually did survive the actual Twin Towers.
Yeah, and where can we find that, Sam? Where can we find that?
You can find it on Netflix. You can find it on Catch Up because it's always on every year. You can find it on Amazon Fire Stick, or you can find it online on YouTube.
Brilliant. Yeah. And Em, what have you got for us? You've got horror, haven't you?
I've got horror. Yeah, very incredibly spoof, light-hearted horror. I mean, it's got the blood and gore of a horror film. Yeah, so this week I watched not 1, but 2 films. So I noticed that just recently released on Netflix was The Babysitter 2, Killer Queen. And I'd had recommendations for The Babysitter 1 for quite some time, because that film was actually brought out in 2017. And I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll try the first one, and then if the first one's any good, I'll watch the second one, the Killer Queen one. So I watched the first one, and I just loved it. It was so funny. I mean, it's a horror film. There's gore. There's violence. It's not for everybody at all. But it's really, both of the films are incredibly clever. The soundtrack is amazing. And it's got a lot of Tarantino references, and Tarantino is kind of one of my very favorites. It also pays homage to, or both of them also pay homage to lots of different films, and you know, the whole genre, everything's kind of mentioned. It's just very cleverly done. And basically it's a story of a guy who's really not very popular at school. He doesn't really get on very well with his peers, and he has this absolutely, you know, gorgeous babysitter who he has this amazing relationship with. Like, their friendship is fantastic. And his friend says, "Oh, you know, after you go to bed, I wonder what your babysitter does." And so he decides to stay up. And it turns out that his babysitter is the leader of a satanic cult. And then the drama carries on from there. But it's done really light-heartedly, and it's very, very funny. It was cleverly done.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Oh, fab. Yeah. Well, good. Yeah, great. We'll watch that. I watched The Secret.
That was World Trade Center. Literally just World Trade Center. That was it.
Right. Yeah, I watched The Secret. I don't know if you ladies have seen it. Have you got the book? Have you read the book, The Secret?
No. Oh, I might have done. I think I read the book.
Yes, but it's about the law of attraction, Rhonda Byrne.
Yeah.
Brilliant book. I've read it twice. It's really good. And so this film, The Secret, Dare to Dream, is based on the book. just on, you know, if you want something, if you believe, you know, you will get it, sort of thing. And it's a story about Miranda, who's a widow with 3 children, and she's trying to make ends meet. And a storm comes along and hits the town, causes chaos, and then this handsome stranger called Bray comes in to save the day, sort of thing. But he's, you know, the family love him. He's very positive. He sort of teaches them that it's like you've got a magnet in your head. So what you think, you know, you will attract back to you. So he's full of positivity. It's a bit of a love story, but he's got a secret, and the secret will be revealed sort of later on in the film. Katie Holmes plays Miranda, and I absolutely love her. She's brilliant. Yeah,
I love her.
Yeah,
she's
and it's just a really, I mean, it's not going to win any Oscars. I won't lie, but it's just a happy, heartwarming, feel-good film. Just a nice film to watch. It's really worth the watch. The only bugbear I've got with this is it's on Sky Store and it's $13.99. Now, I know that's a bit expensive because we have to pay so much for Sky anyway, but Sky starting to bring out films when they're released in the cinema. So we're watching what we would be watching in the cinema, which actually is better, because I love the cinema, but I don't want to sit there with a mask on for 2 hours. So it's a way of, you know, still seeing the same films. So that was really, really worth the watch. Now,
the guy from Sweet Home Alabama, though, that plays the love interest or so?
Well, I've never seen him before. What's his name? His name is Josh Lucas.
Yeah, it's the same guy as Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh, don't you think he's like Kevin Costner? He's so like Kevin Costner.
In The Secret, yes. I've seen the trailer for The Secret, so yes, he does kind of look, but not in Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh,
he's got a whole southern vibe thing going on.
Yeah. Oh no, he's good. I've never seen him before, but yeah, he's good.
You'll have to watch that as well, Jacq. That's great.
Watch Sweet Home Alabama. Great film.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. Now, Rotten Tomatoes, ladies, have we got any? I've got one Rotten Tomato. Now, this is right. So this is called Berlin, I Love You. Now, this I saw the film, you know, the trailer, and I thought, oh my God, Keira Knightley, Helen Mirren, this is going to be amazing. But I have to say, this must be the worst film I've ever seen. Yeah, there's 10 stories in the film, and each one's got different characters in it. You know, different actors, actresses. There's one story about a man who falls in love with his car. There's another one with a German man walking around with angel wings on. Keira Knightley's story, she's a refugee worker and Helen Mirren's her mother, but I think they must be on screen for about 20 minutes maximum. It's the most bizarre film. There's random dancing in it. The most surprising thing for me was there was one story with this old man at a bar. He was like an old weird looking man with grey hair. He was chatting up a woman who he later finds out is his daughter. This man was Mickey Rourke. Now, I don't know whether, I mean, I remember him from 9.5 Weeks nowadays. Have you seen him recently? I just didn't recognise him. He's had so much work done, and but the film, that nothing actually happened in the film. I didn't get it. It was just, I give it a mark out of, where's my Rotten Tomatoes? My Rotten Tomatoes award, 1 out of 10, just for the presence of Helen Mirren. That's all I can give it. What about you?
Good. How did she not make that good?
I mean, Jackie, like, now that you've told me about that film, that does sound quite rotten, but I swear mine has got to get it. It's called, what is it called? It is called I'm Thinking of Ending Things. And it's a film.
I was like after watching that film.
Oh my gosh. It's a film about time. And the monologues, I swear, I think the monologues last like 15 minutes each. And you just, I watched it for the sake of Lengro, but believe me, it was very, very hard. I would give that 0. I really, actually, I can think of one redeeming feature. There was, now I've forgot her name. Toni Collette. Toni Collette played mother, and she is always amazing. But sadly, she was on the screen for a very short amount of time. And had she been on for a bit longer, maybe we'd have got a few more points. But
yeah.
I swear.
Knives Out with Toni Collette. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, she's amazing. And she is actually amazing in it. But sadly, her segment is so small that, it doesn't make up for the rest of the car journey. I tell you, it's like.
What about you, Sam? Have you got a Rotten Tomato?
The one, obviously, because I was watching 9/11 everything last week. I've got 9/11 conspiracies, fact or fiction. I would literally, the only good point about it was the fact that they had the experts and the conspiracy theorists in the same room. Literally, when you start blaming the Jewish faith for it, I mean, because they haven't suffered enough, and you start blaming the victims, I think it's time to go. If I could, literally, so the only good thing was the fact that they did bring the conspiracy theorists and the so-called professionals together. But no, it was not worth the watch. I'd go like half a point. That's it.
Well,
what about you, Mitch? Mitch, have you got any favourites?
Well, I do. I was just saying, I mean, that's, well, I'm not going to bother looking at any of those. So, you know what? I was
babysitter. Watch the babysitter.
Well, no, I've got a brilliant suggestion for everyone, and I know Claire will love this as well. Who used to watch Dynasty back in the 80s? Sam, you're too young. Well, you're probably all too young.
I was born in the 80s.
Joan Collins, Dynasty. You know all the Dynasty stuff. Yeah?
Oh, Dynasty. Oh, yeah. No,
well, they've got a Dynasty. They've got a Dynasty reboot on Netflix, and it is absolutely brilliant. I've already seen the first 2 seasons. I'm just halfway through the 3rd one now. I mean, it is literally glitz, glamour, death, murder, destruction. You know, it's all those brilliant things that make up an amazing piece. But yeah,
you know, there's a new Dynasty. Mitch, there's a new Dynasty. I think there's been a few series already that's been out.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Not the old, the new one.
No, it's a new one. Yeah, it's a new one on Netflix. It's brilliant.
Oh,
it's always known for the the glamour and the costumes and everything like that, and it's just as good. It is hilarious. It's brilliant.
Do they still wear shoulder pads?
Well, you just have to watch it. I'm not giving away anything. I wouldn't give it any Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's absolutely incredible. How do your Rotten Tomatoes work? Is it 0 Rotten Tomatoes is good? No, it's bad. And then
bad. It's a mark out of 10. Yeah.
Oh, out of 10. So 10 Rotten Tomatoes is good. Now, Pat says she preferred Dallas. Well, who could beat JR? I mean, that was a great one. And they did a reboot of Dallas as well, but it only lasted for 1 season. And there was JR Jr. and he was amazing. I know you're going to ask us a question in a minute about the 5s, but I just wanted to say to everybody in here, we are having in a moment tarot time. This is with Claire. Now, I said a while ago, well, a couple of days ago, that I was going to guest host, and I've got 5 friends. So there's Sheila, David, Lucy, Lil, and Tash. They're all going to get a tarot reading from Claire, but we want 5 people from our followers here today. So if you want a reading from Claire, put a finger up, say me. Is anyone going to do that? So, and then Claire's going to...
Does it matter which finger?
An up finger.
Isn't it like 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah, I know, exactly. I mean, I don't know how much vodka-ridden prophecies are going to be okay today. I'm sure they'll be brilliant, as they always are. Claire could do it on her head, reading cards, that is. So, brilliant. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring Claire in for this because I'm sure she'd love to join in this little game. So do you want to tell us about your 5?
Hello. I just wanted to say...
Sorry, darling. Go on. Yes, Claire.
You really struck a chord with Dynasty because when we were in school, Mitch and I used to look forward to a Saturday night, and I'm sure it was on at sort of 15:15, but Joan Collins and the fights with Crystal and everything, absolutely amazing. Also, while I was backstage, Joanna Lumley, how old do you think she is, Mitch?
Well, I thought she was 70.
She's 74 and she's a Taurian.
Really?
She's amazing.
And Taurians, they often go into things that their heart are in. So the fact we've done everything with the Gurkhas and everything like that.
Yeah.
Mickey Rourke, it was his birthday today, and you mentioned him. How old do you think Mickey Rourke looks? And I'll tell you how old he is.
He looks
about 70,
doesn't he?
Well, that surgery's helped, has it? It's certainly not made the whole younger thing happen.
Well, I wouldn't be letting him squirt cream on me, I tell you, at the moment. 68. He'd have to wait a lot longer than 9.5 weeks.
What is he, 68?
68
Wow.
today. It was his birthday. He's on my wall.
Sorry, I was writing something down. I missed that as well. So he's 68. Sorry, did you say, Claire?
Mickey Rourke is 68 today. He's a Virgo, and Joanna Lumley is 24. But we were talking about the film. Do you know what, Mitch? They never let me do anything on the films. They all say I've got rubbish taste in film.
No, come on, Claire. What's your film of the week? Come on, what is your film?
Yeah, go on, tell us.
Well, the film that I'm going to watch is The Secret, purely because, guys, if you haven't read The Secret, then make sure that you read it. It's certainly, I've taken some leaves out of the book from myself, because it's about, exactly like you said, attracting what you get what you put out, really. And I certainly only go towards things that I love and that I enjoy. And I think that the message in the book, The Secret, is good. But I don't know if I'm going to be paying $13.99 to watch it, because you weren't raving. Yeah.
I know, Jacq doing that for Lengro, $13.99 for a film. That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, we're going to have to shift. We're running out of time. This is going so well. We've still got a quiz to do. Who's going to be the brightest of them all? So, Em, do you want to ask us a question, and we're going to do that quick fire?
Okay, this is a question that was asked in my film, The Babysitter. So, if you had to get together the ultimate crime fighting team, who would it be? Jacq, go. Living, dead, superheroes, fact, fictional, anyone.
Right. So 5. You want 5, do you?
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jason Fox, obvious reasons. Ex-SAS, be able to save us all. Jacinda Ardern, because she's a New Zealand Prime Minister. She's cool. She's calm. She'd just know exactly what to do. Claire, because she could build a nice fire, tell us some gypsy stories, keep our spirits up. Dr. Hilary from Good Morning Britain, because we need a medic around. And Joanna Lumley, just because she's amazing. And she lived on a desert island for a while. And she made some shoes out of a bra. So very handy. So yeah, they're my 5.
Brilliant.
Claire.
Is this a zombie apocalypse, did we say?
Oh, it could be yeah. Ultimate crime fighting team to zombie apocalypse, whatever.
If we're going to go with zombie apocalypse, down the same sort of film genre, I watched Alive. I think it's a Chinese film, very good, very interesting, about such a thing. So first, I think that I would go to, I have Mitch for acting lessons, because he's the most amazing actor that I know. So he could train us how to act around the zombies. I'd then take us to James Kislingbury, because he has the London Tombs, so he can make us up and we can pretend that we look like zombies. I'd have Jacq for the champagne, for the drink that we need to do it. Em, because she's a nation's sweetheart. So even zombies. I'd have to have Sam as well. Sam I'd have to have, because I don't think anyone's seen Sam's naughty side. So she'd think of something. She'd think of something.
Listen, what are you talking about?
Is that 4 or do I need one more? I'm stuck. You see, if I have one, it could be Rose to do my hair, or it could be the hand, because the hand could come in handy as well. You can carry a lot of weight as well. Yeah.
You can have both. You can have both.
Yeah, we have that. That's my thing.
Mitch, your turn.
Okay, if it's a zombie apocalypse, I would get my mum, because I think my mum's so lovely. She might talk them round of not to eat us. I picked Johnny, my partner, because he can scream really loud and he'd probably scare them off. I'd have Arnold Schwarzenegger for the muscle, so he'd protect us. Then I'd have someone with intellect, which I thought hard, but then I thought Stephen Fry. How amazing! He could just talk them, talk. He'd be great. And then if all else failed, we'd have Captain Nemo, because we could jump into his submarine and we could all escape. So that'd be my master plan.
Like that.
Right. And your turn, Sam.
I've gone completely the different way, as everybody knew I would do. I've gone Pervin value. Okay. Now I've stuck to the superhero theme just because the majority of them have been in some sort of superhero movie. Now I've said I have to have Jake Gyllenhaal, just because I need to look at him. Same as Chris Evans, Captain America, Chris Evans, not the presenter over here. No. Ryan Reynolds, because he's Deadpool, and who does not need more sarcasm in their life? And he can't die, so why not? Then I've gone Zoe Saldana, because she was absolutely brilliant in The Losers, so I think that she can really kick some butt. And Anna Kendrick, because you always need a good sing-song and entertainment.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I've gone completely the other way.
Brilliant. Well, Thanks so much for that. Thanks everyone. Lengro Leading Ladies, I'm going to give you like a little 5 minutes off while Claire reads some cards for tarot time, but we'll see you all in a momento when we're sort of done there. So Claire, my lovely, really excited about this because I've never seen you read cards for people I know as well, which is lovely.
There you go. Let's test me, guys. Give me some challenges. If you want a reading, make sure that you comment. Let's get to as many as possible. Absolutely.
Okay. So I've got 5, Claire. Do you want me to do like my 5 first and then you pick some from the followers?
However you like, guys. Just put some emojis. Let me know how much you want a reading.
Okay. Well, the first one is for my mum, Sheila. She's desperate for a reading, Claire.
Sheila, it would be my absolute pleasure to give you a reading. So I don't know whether your mum follows astrology or not. But as an astrologer and a tarot card reader and a clairvoyant, I do have some very exciting news for everyone. And that is that it doesn't matter how today goes, because tomorrow we have a new moon in Virgo. We call it a harvest moon. It's also a time of manifestation. And Virgo is, of course, a very practical sign. So it means we can get things sorted. We like a new moon. Well, the really interesting thing is the first card I picked for Mummy is the Empress card. Okay, so if we look at the Empress card, she's pictured with a crown upon her head. She sort of stares ahead with resolution and things. So Mum is very spiritual and authoritative in a way that you can't box Mum in. Your mum is, Sheila, you are what you are. And so you know how to get what you want, but at the same time, Mum has this way about her where she'll stay forever young. But the Empress card is somebody that others come to. This is, interestingly enough, prepare yourself, as I believe that females in your life are going to be very much on your mind right now. Even with this card as well, sometimes that could be to do with finding out that someone is pregnant close to you as well. Very much about the feminine aspect of things. Also, your first reaction to things at the moment isn't what it should be. So I get the feeling that Mum needs to take more mum time, but also a lot of force changes coming up, which are blessings in disguise. And sometimes, Sheila, things happen where we have our hands forced in situations. But this year, every forced change, I wish you the best, and you must embrace it because it's good. A lot of honest people around you, but you're not telling them the whole truth. So make sure that you're getting the help, the support, and the balance. It also shows a health issue to be addressed, which will be absolutely fine. Maybe Jan needs to get Mum into a way of eating that can help with any small symptoms that Mum might have. The good news is, I don't know, Sheila, whether it's going to be Mitch or who it is, but the Ace of Coins is the beginning of creative things as a family. When you have an ace card in the pip cards, ace is always good. It's like lighting the spark. So a little bit of disappointing news coming up, which actually turns into what you needed to light the spark and all go a lot further. Who's going to have a pregnancy? I don't know. But whoever it is at the moment, it's about you recreating your life. And that's quite interesting because the Virgo new moon is about the practicality. So does Mum need to sort of organise her life a little bit better? Does she meet herself coming backwards, Mummy?
Yeah, absolutely. She needs to take sort of more time for herself. Definitely. She's one of these people that always thinks about how other people are thinking rather than herself. So that makes perfect sense. But the pregnancy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I wonder who, a female in your life, who has news of pregnancy. Also for you, Sheila, as well, there were sort of three things for you in your card. So almost 3 months, 3 years, everything that happens in threes for you. But this is the start of exciting things. Could you also, by that token, arrange 3 lunches a week, but you decide who you want to go for lunch with or who you want to have lunch with? Maybe it's time people didn't come to you for their needs, but you went to people who you enjoy the conversation of, which I'm sure is the lovely Mitch. I'm sure he's amazing to have lunch with.
Yes, we will be going for lunch. We are going for lunch or dinner on Saturday. We are indeed. Thanks for that, Claire. That really.
Maybe she wants to invite someone else instead of you because it says she needs to start picking and planning her own events more to kind of like keep energy going. Yeah.
Okay, right. We're not going out on Saturday then, Mum. Somebody else. Okay, we've got David. Is that right, Claire? David.
Can we bring David? Do we have a star sign or do we have? Let's have a look. I need something else. Something.
actually, if we go to Lil first, Lil is my sister. Actually, sorry, it's all my family. It's not all my family, but she's Scorpion.
Some now as well. So we have Lil, who's a Scorpion, and it does show that at the moment life hasn't been that fair to you, Lil. It seems that something that should have happened didn't. So obviously delays, because obviously we're in a pandemic. Your unease is your Achilles heel. Can I just say, Lil, that what you're doing or what you want to do, there's a creative venture there, but actually you're worrying about it more than enjoying it. Lil, if you don't enjoy something, you shouldn't do it. So take the anxiety away and go, do you know what? I'm going to put my heart and soul into this, enjoy doing it and have a laugh. And that way you'll make some decent money. But with the 5 of Cups, there's something being replaced at the moment. And I do feel for Lil as well. There's almost a change in the setup of homes, a lot of conversation. And I would say, Lil, stay where you are. It's not the time to make decisions, because you'll change your mind in a few months' time. Can we get you to November or December, then make decisions about your base and everything else? At the moment, you need to put more of your energy into work, because you've made commitments, but you're not quite following up the way that you can do. Clever woman, Lil, very clever.
She is. Yeah, she is. She's a great worker, and she's a great mind. She just needs to, like you say, exactly that, sort of focus in on that and do that. Brilliant. She's just started a new started a new venture, so that's brilliant. That's great.
New ventures can sometimes take the wind out of our sails, can't they? But it's about getting back and keeping on going.
Absolutely. We've got Lucy Khan. Lucy is a pharmacist by trade, so she's a hard worker through the pandemic, and she's a follower of yours as well.
Okay, you're a pharmacist. I picked the 10 of Wands straight away for you, which says you're feeling overburdened. You're no longer getting the enjoyment out of your work, and it seems that problems need to be resolved, but your efforts are met against a blank wall. What needs to change at work? I'm not getting pharmacists for you. I'm getting more medical links, and I'm wondering if in the future you'll actually sort of move more into behind the scenes, so you're not dealing with the general public, but more those who give medication to others as well. You were expecting things to happen this year that didn't. Again, for you, the delays are a good thing, but don't try again this year. Try again next year. Lucy, just catch your breath for the moment and take in the moment as well. Some stagnation puts you in fear of going back to the past. No. Only fresh ventures, fresh pastures, and new love rules. Let's get you up on that pedestal as well. Had a bit of an emotional blip, get yourself back up there, and then if you put yourself up there, others will treat you as high maintenance, so don't pretend that you're not, my darling. Yeah.
Thank you. We'll go to Kim Gary online here, because Kim says, don't think they can see any of us on here. What'd she say? As I can't see anyone they're reading for. Kim, we're reading for, I did some publicity earlier on, and I asked sort of some of my followers that I said that they could read 5 for Claire, so that's why you can't see them. Although this is Lil that you can see on here. Oh, this is Lil, my sister. What about me and going to lunch? Think Mum has enough lunch dates. I think her lunch dates were meant for me. Thanks, Claire.
Mum needs to book in the people she wants to see, because Mum hasn't got enough energy to see everybody that wants to see her. So
yeah,
it's about
absolutely.
3 as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. Should we can we just do 3 more? Is that all right? Because we're running out of time. But Pat is Pat's been going me. Pat Taylor. Is that all right?
Pat Taylor, let's have a look at some cards for you again. Okay, so Pat Taylor, the King of Cups, shows that sometimes in your lifetime you've had to take on the job as both the male and the female role, looking after people, being a friend, being a bit of a counselor. But you're somebody who didn't go into all the things that she wanted to do. And it seems to me, again, should you or shouldn't you push your boundaries? Indeed, you should, but there's a more spiritual side to you opening up. Could it be that you want to delve deeper into helping other people as well? It's a counseling card. It could be reading cards. It could just be on a Samaritan's line, whatever. You want to be part of a team now, Pat, and you want to help as well. You realize that you've been holding yourself back. The High Priestess is undignified. Time to allow yourself to cut that apron string to yourself. Go have some fun, Pat. Absolutely. A good time with the new moon, Pat, as well, to try things that are outside of your comfort zone, or sign up for some courses that you wouldn't normally do. Yeah.
Fab. And right, the last 2, and we're going to go to Tash first. Is that all right? In fact, Tash is just in the other room, so I'm going to shout at her for her star sign, if that's okay. Tash, what's your star sign? Taurus. And what's fish, Johnny? I'm Taurus. Tash is a Taurian. And
Okay.
yeah.
Tash, well, I feel I need to shuffle the cards a lot for Tash. So I feel that she's changing her mind a lot about things sometimes and says some things so passionately. And then another time, you know, she never said that. So Tash goes through a lot of changes within herself, would probably make a good, what do you call it, reporter, writer, someone who looks into things. She'll see all sides. So we see the Sun card. This is definitely somebody who brings joy into your life, but you don't do enough for you, my darling. So although you're happy-natured, you can be down on yourself. With the Temperance card, it shows a rough beginning and some family bonding that needs to be done. Now's not the time to do it. When the new moon in Virgo hits tomorrow, use that extra energy to think about you. And I would say back off from family while they learn to appreciate you. It also shows for Tash thinking of someone in her love life from the past, but they need to do the repairs, not you. So if you've had an argument with anybody that's in your heart, let them do the hard work. Remember who you are.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thanks. And our final one, I just have to say to everybody else who's asking for a card, you know, just keep on coming in and having a look every day and watching Claire on her lives, and maybe think about signing up for the VIP club, because there's a lovely bunch of people in there, and you can go on Claire's main page and sign up for that. And there's some lovely people, lots of brilliant advice that's in there. So our final one, can we have David? Now, this is Johnny's brother, my partner Johnny. It's his brother. He's a little bit younger, and he's a Piscean. Is that what I say? Piscean? Pisces?
Absolutely, because they're Piscean. Pisces is the most dramatic sign in the zodiac. There are more, I'm not talking about David, there are more alcoholics born under the sign of Pisces than any other sign. Have an addictive personality, but as you all know with addictions, you can take an addiction in a good way or in a bad way. And what we see with David is the King of Cups. Does David look very much like a family member in his family, like look like his dad very much?
No.
Okay, the Page of Cups suggests that he's very much like somebody in the family. So have a think if he's sort of a caricature of somebody, a grandparent, a grandfather, or whatever.
He looks exactly like his uncle. It doesn't look so much like his dad. He looks much more like his uncle. They look like they could be father and son. It's weird.
So what the Page of Cups means is somebody who's in a tradition of acting a certain way or looking a certain way. So as far as this sort of uncle figure is concerned, what it actually shows is David is somebody who's still got to find his place in life. And in a way, he needs to spend more time going into one thing than trying and reversing. A lot of love for certain females in his life, and somebody who's friends with everybody as well. Again, I'm afraid where David's concerned, we're going to see some training from you. You need to go back and fill in some missing blanks, and you don't want to do it, you know. Lots of people hate education, but without that, I don't think you're going to get to where you are. Why is David in a rush to get to where he wants to? In a way, if you work on sort of getting a firmer base, you can stay where you are longer, can't you?
Yeah.
And as far as his card's concerned, it's a little bit like one of those pinball machines. David's future could go anywhere, but what he needs to do is take the right advice. Is this uncle, what trait do they share in common? There's almost a trait that David needs to not have that the uncle's got.
They're both very, very chilled out. So that may, which is a good thing, but then sometimes it can be a sort of restrictive thing, can't it? You know, if you're wanting to push forward, depends where you are.
Absolutely. But David, if you want to achieve things in life, now is the time for hard work. So, you know, prove that you can, as chilled as you can be as well, that you can be as determined and focused as well. It's got to work hard now. Got to work hard. He's not on mum's lunch list. He's too busy.
No, I know. Claire, thank you so much for that, because I've never been with you pairing up and sort of like listening. And it's you can tell everybody, obviously the followers and everything, Claire's so, it's one of those things when you know so much about something, you've been doing this, well, you've been doing it forever, haven't you? And it's just everything's so natural, you see, you feel, and they were spot on, you know, with my family. And I haven't told you anything about my family, and, you know, David and that, it's like nothing, but, you know, it's brilliant. Thank you so much. I'm sure they'll all really appreciate that. Right. Now, we were going to be talking about millionaires, but in all honesty, we're running out of time, because I have to go off and have, I have to go and do something, not before thing. We've got plenty of time to do the quiz. Everyone's waiting for the quiz, aren't they? See, look, Claire, even my mum says, thank you, Claire, brilliant. So she was like, thank you for all that sort of stuff. But I'm going to bring the girls on, and then and then we're going to start playing the quiz and see who is the brightest in Lengro. Now I'm going to call my assistant Brenda. Brenda! Brenda! Where's Brenda?
Brenda, you
Having a nap.
Yeah.
Right, Johnny, come in. Come. This is Johnny, everyone. Come in.
Hi, Johnny.
Johnny, how are you?
I'm amazing! Woo!
Yay!
I'm excited. This is so cool. The show is so amazing. I've literally loved watching it. I've been in the other room going, I love it! It's really cool.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. Right, get to your position. So Brenda's having a sleep apparently on my time. Right, so we're going to start this quiz. You have 5 questions each, ladies. Okay. You need to read the rules. So if you listen carefully, you will have 5 questions from your chosen category. If you answer incorrectly, Johnny will say incorrect, at which time any other members can raise their green object. Practice raising a green object.
Oh my God.
Jacq was first, okay, and then that person will have a chance of getting a bonus point. My decision is final, and there'll be no comeback, and I take no responsibility for loss of friendship, howsoever caused. Are the rules clear?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm so nervous. I'm so bad at trivia.
I didn't know
I
that
am
was
as well.
brain power.
Okay,
Never an issue.
okay, Claire, we're
I
going
don't get any right.
right, Claire, we're going to come to you first, okay? So, so Miss Petrolengro, you have 4 topics. You can have music, TV and film, food and drink, or art and literature.
food and drink.
Food and drink. What a surprise. Right. Okay, card number 303. So we'll listen up. Okay, silence please in the studio. Question 1. Which Roman goddess is also a brand of margarine?
Stork. No, stop. No, I was thinking of Venus, you know, like the razor, but then I went stork. Okay, can I start again?
Yeah, go on.
A margarine. Oh God.
No conferring.
No, I'm going to. I don't know because I know we're short of time. I'll pass on that one, please.
Okay, M for a bonus point.
Is it Flora?
Flora.
Flora is correct. M, you get a bonus point. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, question 2, Claire. What type of berries are used to add flavour to gin?
You should know this from last week.
Yes.
Cherries.
What? Cherries?
Yeah.
And you say incorrect if it's
I
incorrect.
want it. I want it.
Yes, okay, Sam, go on, what is it?
It's juniper berries, as
Right.
written last week.
A point for Sam. Okay, Claire, you sort of need to come up from behind. The plantain is a cooking variety of which fruit, Claire?
Say it again quickly,
What?
sorry.
The plantain is a cooking variety of which fruit?
Banana.
Ding ding.
Correct. Question 4. Which village in Leicestershire gives its name to a hunt and a food popular with vegetarians?
Don't know.
Anyone? Jacq.
Tofu?
Tofu.
Oh,
You have to be silent. You have to be silent.
Lincolnshire sausages.
Sausages. Incorrect. What was it, Bonnie? Corn. Corn.
Vegetarian sausages, but I said Lincolnshire sausages.
Oh,
Okay. Claire, your final question. A cantaloupe belongs to which family of fruits?
melons, like the watermelon.
Yes. Correct. Okay. We're going to go on to M. Brilliant. Music, TV and film, food and drink, or art and literature?
Okay, I'll do the film.
Film. Okay, card 1. Okay, M. Who was known as the first lady of American cinema? I have to push you here. I don't know if you're in a...
Marilyn Monroe. I know that's wrong.
Marilyn Monroe. Anyone else? Jacq?
I don't know. Greta Garbo.
No. Sam, do you want to have a go?
I was going to go Audrey Hepburn.
Ah, I'll do it.
No. Lillian Gish. You're all wrong.
I
Question
never would have got
2M.
that.
Who won the 8th series of The Voice UK in 2019?
No idea. I wasn't in England.
Anyone else for a bonus point?
Lucy's Dragon, or was that the Watch the Wrong show?
No, who is it, Johnny? Johnny, who is it?
Molly Hocking.
Molly Hocking. Okay, everybody, thanks, Kim. It wasn't Doris Day, but carry on, everyone else, like putting in your answers here. Question 4, the characters Howard Moon, Vince Noir, and Naboo feature in which comedy series?
Howard Moon.
Vince Noir and Naboo feature in which comedy series?
Is that The Office?
Is it The Office?
No, The Simpsons.
The Simpsons. No. Anyone else?
Darn.
No, what is it?
We're really good at
The
this, aren't we?
Mighty Boosh. The Mighty Boosh. Okay. Final question. Which biographical comedy drama film won Best Picture at the Academy Awards in 2019? Biographical comedy drama film for Best Picture in the awards 2019. Well, she's doing really well, Em. Really, really well here.
I told you, I am a trivia star. No idea.
No idea. Anyone else?
I'm going to go for a guess.
Sam, go.
Downton Abbey?
Green Book.
The Green Book. Okay, moving on. Jacq. Well done, everybody. You're doing fabulously. Jacq, what do you want? Music, TV, and or arts and literature?
Sorry?
Say that again, Mitch. Say that again.
Music, TV and film, food and drink, or arts and literature?
Do I have to have one that hasn't been on?
No, have whatever you want.
Okay, I'll go for food and drink again.
Food and
Yeah,
drink.
that's easier.
No, I'll have music.
Okay, Jacq. What nationality was the composer Liszt? Music, 53.
Austrian.
Austrian. Incorrect. Anyone else?
German.
Emma? German. Claire?
Swedish.
Swedish. Go on, Sam. You might as well have a punt on it.
What have we said? Austrian, German, Swedish.
No,
Okay.
right.
No,
Moving
Swiss.
on.
Swiss. Oh, Swiss. Yeah, Swiss.
Hungarian.
Okay.
Stu, Jacq. Bon Scott was the lead singer for which famous rock band? Bon Scott.
Oh man, I should know that.
Oh, I should know that. I don't know. Rock band.
I'm going to have to push you.
I don't know.
Anyone else? No.
Black Sabbath.
AC/DC.
I was going to say AC/DC.
Oh, whatever.
I didn't want to look like an idiot.
Okay. 3. Which of the Beatles was the first to get married? Jacq.
John?
Was it John?
Yeah.
Yes, correct. 1 point. That's Jacq, yeah. Question 4. How many sisters were in the group Sister Sledge?
3.
Incorrect. Claire?
4.
4. A point for Miss Petra Lengro. Okay. So, look, Kim got AC/DC. Which famous guitarist's birth name was Brian Robson Rankin? Jacq.
Oh my God. Brian May?
No, it's not. Anyone else?
Good
No.
guess.
Go
Good
on.
guess though.
Go on
No,
then.
it's Hank Marvin. Okay.
Oh,
Final one. Well done, guys. Sam, you are the final Lengroite to do this. So, music, TV and film, food and drink, or arts and literature?
I think I just need an easy one. Whichever is easiest. Whichever you put your hand on, Mitch, just grab.
Arts and literature?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds like it's going to be so easy.
Especially with the way
In
the questions go so far.
1204, what was dragged from the Grand Canal? I'm joking. I don't know.
Jesus, I was going to say, no idea. Let's go movies, because I've got half a chance.
All right, TV and film, card 2. Okay, your first question, Sam, for 1 point. Who played the part of Captain Mainwaring in the TV comedy series Dad's Army?
Oh, I can picture him.
Captain Mainwaring, isn't it? Mainwaring.
I don't know what his name is. I can picture him, but I do not know what his name is.
Anyone else know? Arthur Lowe.
Oh my
Everyone's
god!
like, oh, no, that's what I was
Really
thinking.
bad not getting that, isn't it?
Okay, Sam, who directed the 3D science fiction space thriller Gravity?
Oh,
Good film, I like this. Made you feel sick, though.
no, I've never seen it. But I know, oh, damn it. Oh, am I allowed to say that? Oops. Steven Spielberg.
I would have said that.
That's what I'd have said too.
It's not.
No. Okay, Claire?
Brad Pitt?
No. Alfonso Cuarón? Okay, maybe I'll get the child's cards next time. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Just
that
move
was
to them now, so I can at least get a point.
Sam,
more
who
intelligent.
played Bilbo Baggins in Peter Jackson's The Hobbit film trilogy?
Oh, Martin Freeman.
Yes, correct. 1 point, Sam. And our next question. Who won the 18th series of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here in 2018? So the year before last.
Scarlett Moffat.
No. Anyone else know? Claire?
Sorry. Was it Kerry Katona?
No. Harry Redknapp.
Oh, yeah.
Right, your final question, Sam. Then we're gonna add up all these series. And thanks everyone for commenting. I think we've been better than the Lengro. What was the name of John Travolta's character in the 1978 musical film Grease? If you don't get this, then we're finished.
Oh my God, Danny Zuko.
Hey! Yeah, that's Sam. Okay, ladies. Whilst Johnny, I mean, this might go to sudden. You never know. Hold on. Between who?
Claire and Sam.
Claire and Sam. Right. What? How many points have they got?
They only got 3.
You only got 3. Well, not they got 3 each. Johnny.
Amazingly, we got 3 out of the very, very
I'm giving you a question. So, Sam and Claire, this is sudden death. Get your green ready to hold up. Oh, we've already had that one. Hold on.
We have a kids one.
Right, number 302 on food and drink. Johnny's just going to get the thing. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Right, I think. Which savoury dish is made of oysters wrapped with bacon? No, you can't play it.
I don't like oysters.
I know that. I have oysters.
Claire?
Wrapped with bacon? I don't know. This is
really, I mean, this has gone from...
It looks like she's going to explode.
I'm going to tell you. Read my lips.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't work. Who is it, Em? Go.
Kilpatrick.
Who? Kilpatrick?
Kilpatrick.
No, Angels on Horseback.
Angels on Horseback.
I never would have got that.
Okay, all right. This last one. Come on. Right, Claire, Sam. Which fruit contains the most calories? Number 4.
Bananas? Sorry.
I was going to say that.
You're both going to say bananas. Try again. Claire?
The most calories. Oh my God, what fruit?
Avocado fruit.
Strawberries.
Oh, yeah,
No.
I'm going to go for that then.
Oh, pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Jacq?
Avocado.
Yeah, avocado.
Yeah.
Right, one more. Right, one more thing.
Come on,
God, you go to food and drink. Oh, we're in food and drink, number 301. Right, one more. Which cocktail is best known for being the drink of choice among the characters on the TV series Sex and the City?
Oh, I know.
Easy.
Claire?
Sex on the beach?
No.
It's Cosmo.
Yeah.
Cosmopolitan.
Sam's a winner! If we could play music, we would. If we could play music, we would. Oh, well done, Sam. Oh, hold on. These are the scores. Right, so what? So Sam, you got 4. Em, you got 3. Jackie, you got 4. What? I don't understand these scores.
I'll do the scoring because Mitch is incapable.
You do it, Johnny.
The winner is
Sam. Get out! Get out! You did it all wrong,
Oh no,
anyway.
I've got it. Sam is the winner with 4. Woo! And then Claire Lengro with 3. Then it's Em with 2, and then it's Jackie with 1.
Okay, we should have had the avocado question. Right, guys. Right, that has been such a brilliant show. And as always, at the end of the show, we're going to give you, give all our followers, what were we going to do? A final thought about money, because of the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which we didn't have time to talk about, but just about money and what it does for us and if we need it or if we don't. So I'm going to ask you all individually, then I'm going to take you out, and then I'm going to dash off. I've just had the best time. It's just been brilliant. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining and watching in. And Amanda, Pat, Kim, Mum, Lil, all of you amazing people. Thanks. And look at Amanda's pussy there. I mean, Amanda's cat. Sorry. So, such a sweet little thing. Okay, right. Okay, so can you give us your advice on money?
About money, I think as long as you're comfortable, then you should feel happy. As long as you can provide food on the table, because no matter how much money you have, you always spend it. Like you tend to always live beyond your means just a little bit. And yeah, I mean, from my experience of life, like, you know, I've had periods where I've had, you know, different wage scales, but I find you always live to your means, and really you just have to be happy with what you've got. And lovely. You know, as long as you can feed your family and you're comfortable,
fantastic.
You can still dream about the speedboat or the swimming pool or whatever your dreams are, but really, as long as you've got enough to keep your family fed and everything, you've got a good life.
Thanks, Em. We love you, and we'll see you soon. Okay, Sam.
I think look after pennies and pounds and look after themselves. We'll go oldie but a goodie. I think as long as I've got enough to look after, well, pay my bills and look after my family, if anyone needs it, then they can just have it. I'm really never been fussed about it, to be honest.
Thanks,
so I'll
Sam.
go oldie but a goodie.
Thanks, Sam. We love you too. And it's so lovely to see you for the first time. Yeah. Jacq.
Yeah, I think, well, you come into this world with nothing, you leave the world with nothing, and it's what you do in between that matters. So it's not about how much money you earn, it's how good a person you are, because that's how you'll be remembered.
Lovely. We love you too, Jacq. Thank you. Miss Petra Lengro, we're together again. There we are.
Jenkins. I have to go back to a quote that I use a lot, and that is Steve Jobs. What is the most expensive bed in the world? A sick bed. And it doesn't cost a lot to look after your health, guys. So I think look after your health and you'll be the richest person in the world.
Lovely. Thank you, my darling. Lovely to see you. Oh, thank you, everyone. Thank you. What's my advice about money? God, I've had some, I've lost some, then I've had it, and then I've lost it. And do you know what? All the constant is your family and your friends, and that's all that matters. And I think everyone agrees with that. So good luck to the man who won the £1 million. He really deserves it. And he's been working all these years, and he suddenly has that lucky break. And he's definitely the type of person that is going to share. Okay, I'm off. It's been if I can smell something. It's been a brilliant show. Thank you so much. Lots of love, and we'll see you soon.